This is Bomb Hoops Podcast.
What is up, guys? This is Bomb Hoops Podcast hosted by Jem and Jello. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Click nyo rin yung notification bell to keep you updated on our latest releases. So yan, tol. It's been a year. It's been a year since the tragic day, and we are here to commemorate and remember the great legacy of the late, great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, and actually, right now, it's 12:16 a.m. na nire-record namin to. And January 26, so it's official. It's been a year since nawala si Kobe sa atin dito sa mundo. So, and bro, let's start. Ano ba yung mga naging career accomplishments ni Kobe at bakit ba napakaraming may idol sa kanya?
Okay, to give some of his career accomplishments, he's the fourth-time all-time leading scorer in the NBA. He's also the holder of the most defensive all-defensive teams in the NBA, tied with Tim Duncan, a 15-time All-NBA team, 18-time All-Star, a 5-time champion. We almost forgot to mention that at the start. And 2-time Finals MVP, and also 2 Olympic gold medals. And in fact, he was the siguro we can say na Finals MVP nung championship game nung 2008 Beijing Olympics.
Oh, yeah, I remember him taking over nung close game nun. I was watching it live. And nakakatuwa kasi parang kala ko matatalo pa ng Spain yung US nun eh. Then ayun, Kobe took over. And ayun, he sank that 4-point play to bury Spain for good. And ayun, teammate niya si Pau Gasol, kalaban niya nun.
Sobrang epic nung shot na yon na talaga shinut down niya yung buong Spain with that shot. And the arena went loud after nung shot na yon. Given na sobrang laki ng fan base niya sa China. Tapos some of his other accomplishments include 63 points in 3 quarters against the Dallas Mavericks, the most points scored by one player against the whole team in 3 quarters. 81 points, second most points scored in a single game, next only to the great Will Chamberlain. And most points scored in his final game by a player, which is 60 points against the Utah Jazz in 2016.
Yung sa final game nung sa Utah nun, I can remember it, nasa school ako nun eh. Tapos
we both are actually. Sa klase
ayan. Tapos parang end of the third quarter, pagtingin ko, 40 points, typo lang ba to? Parang end of third quarter pa lang yun parang 40 plus points na yung ginagawa niya. So parang hindi ako makapaniwala na na kaya pa pala mag-produce ng ganong level ni Kobe. And perhaps kung gugustuhin niya, kaya pa niya siguro one more year eh.
Actually, ang isa nga sa mga arguments is if only Kobe took a role player role in a team, he could still play at least 3 more years. Because he was still that good at spurts. Maybe not the superstar that he once was, pero he can still play. Yun nga lang, his pride, his ego could not take that a step back from the game. So that's why he chose to lead the game at maybe an earlier time than he could have possibly done. So ayun, I think it was an okay exit naman.
He retired at age 37 eh. So, parang 37, I think si LeBron, kayang-kaya niya lagpasan yun eh. Ang problema kasi, a few years before siya mag-retire, nagsa-start na yung naging injuries niya. Especially noong 2011. Na, 2011, sorry. 2013 pala, sorry. Noong 2013 na yung super team niya nung Lakers, nung na-turn Achilles si Kobe nun, he was averaging MVP numbers that time. And he was, carrying the Lakers nga to the playoffs.
So he was actually fifth in the MVP race nung time na yun.
So, ayun, nakakalungkot lang. And, ayun, kahit napunit na yung Achilles niya ng time na yun, he sank the 2 free throws and naglalakad siya na parang wala lang.
I was actually watching that game live. So, ayun, sobrang lupit talaga nung game na yun. Na he was going toe-to-toe with Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, at the time were the young Splash Bros who were making it rain nung time na yun. And Kobe was making it rain himself. Taking step back threes, taking wild jump shots, taking crazy drives na kahit na ang dami niyang abanggaan, he was still making the shots. And
yeah, go.
Noong time na yun, actually, they were, I think, playing the game of their lives talaga to make the playoffs. And Kobe was often banging with his knees with Ezeli, with Draymond Green, and hirap na talaga siya. Naawa na ako sa kanya noong time na yun, actually, na as a fan, I think, okay na, Obi, you've proven yourself, take care of yourself, let's do this next season.
Yeah, and if actually that 2013 season, kung hindi na injure si Kobe Bryant, baka kinaya nila yung San Antonio Spurs. I can remember because yung playoff series against the San Antonio Spurs and the LA Lakers, Dwight Howard was actually playing well and close game yung mga yun. So imagine if Kobe Bryant was playing there, perhaps he could have made a difference.
And so with addition to that, I guess we can also check on Kobe's legacy with the Lakers, in particular yung loyalty niya sa team. Aside from winning those 5 championships, he was always loyal to the team, except on those hard times na nag-ask nga siya ng trade, which was understandable at the time. He had a mediocre team. Imagine being teamed up with Smush Parker and Kobe Bryant at the peak of your career. Di ba? Sino di maiinis?
Yeah, and I think they missed the playoffs 1 year, di ba? Nung
after umalis si Shaq, actually.
After umalis si Shaq, hindi sila nakapag-playoffs. And as a superstar at the peak of your career, ayaw mo na makita yun eh. And nowadays, hindi ka na makakita ng ganung superstar eh. Chances are aalis ka na. Pero that speaks a lot for Kobe's loyalty sa team na through the tough times talaga, pinakita niya na he's loyal and he's true to his word.
And he stuck true. And naniwala siya sa team nila, especially in the late Dr. Jerry Buss na namatay nga noong 2013. He believed in the words of Dr. Jerry Buss na, I'm sorry if I can't give you a championship winning team right now, but I will. And he did noong 2008 when he got Pau Gasol to the Lakers and added pieces like Derek Fisher coming back to the team, Sasha Vujacic, yung mga players nila nung team na yon. They may not be the greatest of role players, but they were a really, really good team.
Yeah, shout out kay Adam Morrison and kay Sun Yue na malulupit na Lakers dyan. So, and of course, DJ Mbenga na mga naging
Congo Cash. You can never hate on Congo Cash.
Yeah, and napuri pa nga ni Kobe nung nag-double-double siya. Pero anyway, going back to Kobe Bryant, I think sobrang bihira talaga na makakita tayo ng player of his caliber to be loyal to a team. Syempre, you can remember the Celtics Big 3, yung nagsimula ng lahat ng to. Tapos, and ayun nga, si LeBron James na nakapalipat-lipat na ng team. So, nowadays, mahirap na makakita ng ganung players. Pero nakakatuwa yung ilang mga superstars ngayon like Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Na sinasabi nila bakit hindi sila umaalis ng team, it's because they were inspired by Kobe Bryant.
Na you ride or die with your team. And even Dirk Nowitzki was a player similar na I remember Kobe saying it was actually Dirk who said it in one of his interviews na Kobe actually gave him a call during one of his free agencies. I think it was in 2013, after ng 2013 season na tumawag si Kobe sa kanya. I know you're not gonna change your teams, but I just gotta give you a call. Tas sinabi nga ni Dirk na you know that because we're the same. Lifer sila. They stick with their team through the thick and thin.
Ayun. And actually, kung hindi na veto yung Chris Paul trade to the Lakers, feel ko naka 6 or 7 championships
for
si
sure,
Kobe.
For sure. I mean, having a legendary type of point guard like Chris Paul on your team at his prime, tapos a Kobe Bryant na at the time was still averaging MVP numbers. Imagine that pairing up with Andrew Bynum at the time na nandun pa rin naman sa team na yun even with the loss of Pau Gasol and Lamar Odom. So yeah, that would have been a really good team. Enough actually, I think, to beat even the Miami Heat or even the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah. And Kobe Bryant never had a point guard na nasa peak ng career niya. Si Steve Nash, he was there pero ang dami niya ng injuries. And so hindi na talaga na maximize yung abilities ni Steve Nash. Pero imagine having Chris Paul nung time na yun. So he can afford to play off ball, and with that I think mas tumagal pa yung career niya kung ganun yung nangyari.
I think it wouldn't be outlandish to say na baka nag-average na naman si Kobe ng 30 points per game.
Kasi parang someone will give him the easy shots. So yeah, possible talaga. And actually, if not for the Achilles injury, he would have not regressed Kasi up until that point, parehas pa rin naman yung output niya.
He never really had a bad season. After once he reached his peak, he stayed there and he never left until the Achilles injury talaga.
So ayun nga, and I find it interesting lang na after he retired, he didn't parang hindi siya nag-pursue ng coaching career or perhaps television career similar sa ginawa nila Charles Barkley, Shaq. Parang sinabi niya sa isang interview na he prefers to be a mentor type of person to the younger players na na-experience ka ni Giannis, ni Kyrie, tsaka ni Jason Tatum recently lang.
And I think part of this nga is yung sinabi niya na I want to do something great after what I did here because this is me before and this is me now and this is me in the future. He wanted to segregate his life. And yun nga, sinabi rin niya na the me today, the story creator, the content creator will be greater than Kobe Bryant, the player. And that was really, really amazing. Na nakita natin siya na the first time ever na an athlete won an Oscar. Na sino-sino magsasabing kaya lang ulitin yun. Maybe LeBron can do that. Pero as of now, it's only Kobe and no one can take that away from him.
Malay natin yung Space Jam magka-Oscars. Pero ayun nga, may nakita din natin yung hidden talent ni Kobe, 'di ba? So na he can even outside basketball, he strives to be the best. And ayun nga, kaya sumikat yung katagang Mamba mentality. Pero before we go there, bro, tignan muna natin yung mga records ni Kobe. Una is yung, syempre, yung famous na 81 points against the Toronto Raptors. I can remember that game because I was watching it live.
Buti pa ikaw, panood mo ng live. Kasi ako, wala pa akong kamalay-malay sa NBA noon. Pero I've watched that game na, yung full game actually a couple of times already. And sobrang it wasn't the highlight show na ina-expect mo from an 81-point game. It was a bunch of jump shots, a bunch of layups, a ton of free throws. Pero walang highlight dunk, walang if you ask me, if I ask you pala, is there a specific shot na magsasabi sa'yo na that was from the 81-point game?
Parang normal na game lang Parang kailangan niya lang gawin yun kasi tambak sila, di ba? And actually, go.
Yeah, ayun nga. Sige, tuloy mo.
Actually, there's a fun fact in that game na Kobe was actually on pace sana to beat the NBA record for consecutive free throws. Yeah, maraming tao hindi nakakaalam nun. Pero it was covered by the commentators and actually yun yung binabantayan nilang NBA record before umabot sa 81 points si Kobe.
Actually, nung sa interview niya nung post-game, tinanong siya, are you happy about the 81 points or does the missed free throws actually bother you? Tapos sinabi nga ni Kobe na sobrang bothered niya na sumablay siya dahil gusto niya makuha yung record na yun. Which was, I think, 67. So, 4 free throws away.
So, ayun na, nakatawa lang kasi alam ko yung fact na yun. And not a lot of people actually know that. So, it's fun to have some trivia apart from the mismong record na ginawa.
And also yung story nung sa 63-point game niya against sa Mavs na that was earlier in the season in December prior do sa January 21 game na yun which he scored 81. Tinanong siya ng assistant coach nila na former teammate niya na si Brian Shaw na Coach Phil is asking if you want to come back into the game just to see if you can score 70 points. Tapos sabi ni Kobe, nah, I'm good. Tapos sabi sa kanya, nagalit sa kanya si Brian Shaw because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, why are you turning it down? Tapos sinabi na sa kanya ni Kobe na I'll do it when we need it. And he did.
Yeah. And actually, ang isa pang hindi alam ng marami dito, hindi nag-iisa yung 81 points tsaka 63 points si Kobe. The whole month na yun, talaga nag-scoring tear siya. So, it was one of the greatest tawag nito,
Scoring,
streaks.
yep,
Scoring
ako.
streaks sa in NBA history.
And that year talaga, and those 2 consecutive years na siya yung scoring leader ng NBA, he was putting up numbers na comparable in months to the months that will average 50 and 40 points per game. Na he averaged 40 points in January and even in March na we only saw that from Will Chamberlain talaga and Kobe. So for a guard to do that in the modern NBA where the rules are different, it was a big accomplishment. And I think it wouldn't be bad to say na maybe Kobe deserves to be considered the highest scoring title in the NBA because during no time ni Will Chamberlain, iba yung rules. Sobrang maluwag, sobrang dali I guess for a guy like Will Chamberlain to dominate.
So, yeah, imagine having a 40-inch vertical tapos 7'1 ka. Talagang madali ang basketball sa'yo.
Tapos walang 3-second violation, walang 8-second violation on the post-up, walang mga ganun eh.
And walang goaltending.
Ayun, isa pa yun. So, I think that really helped with Will Chamberlain to score 100 points. Pero with Kobe, the rules were different. The rules were harder, the game was harder, the players were more athletic. So, for him to score 81 points against, yung funny thing is, kalaban niya nun, yung isa sa mga tinatawag na Kobe stopper during that time, which was Ruben Patterson. Nasira, I think, yung recognition na sa Kobe stopper after that game.
Yeah. And natatawa nga ako sa mga memes na yung mga may picture si Jalen Rose na smile if Kobe scored 40 on you. Tapos lahat sila nakangiti. Tapos dalawa yung ngiti ni ni Jalen Rose. So ayun, it's good to have fun din. Pero bro, I think no disrespect to Steve Nash. Pero Kobe should have won at least one more MVP title.
I think Kobe deserved the 2006 MVP kasi Westbrook won the same amount of games and won the MVP nung 2016-17. So why shouldn't Kobe get that? And as much as we know na Steve Nash was a great player during that season, he's not that same monster as Kobe was. Parang even with Nash averaging those numbers, you can tell he's human. He has weaknesses. And during that time, Kobe looked like invincible talaga. He just had a bad team.
And ayun nga, there were with that team actually lamang na sila ng 3-1 to the Phoenix Suns, pero sadyang lumabas na lang talaga yung class ng Phoenix Suns noong time na yun, who were I think the number 2 seed
and the best offense in the NBA.
So
and mahirap talaga overcome pag mas magaling talaga yung team overall na kalaban mo.
Yeah, you had the duo nga ni Steve Nash and
Amar Stoudemire
Amar Stoudemire also playing like an all-NBA talent noong time na.
And also Sean Marion was their best defender. Na actually, if you remember that series, yung one game lang talaga na nag-explode si Kobe was Game 4 where they went up 3-1 and Game 6 as well. Dahil nga he chose to be more of a playmaker nung time na yon, which actually helped them get a 3-1 lead. Pero in the end, it actually got they actually still lost. Pero nakita naman natin by the time na ng 2010 playoffs na Kobe got the help that he needed and Steve Nash was playing still with a great team. Pero Kobe showed he was no Steve Nash. He was Kobe.
Yeah, nung 2008 season, they basically got Pau Gasol lang. And it transformed yung LA Lakers. So, I think that speaks volumes kung gaano ka-significant na player si Kobe Bryant, na kahit isang player lang yung idagdag mo sa team, isang all-star caliber player, it's enough to bring that team to the finals. And I think noong 2008, kung hindi na-injure si Andrew Bynum, they have a shot on beating the Boston Celtics.
And maybe the Celtics Big 3 wouldn't be the most celebrated one-time champion of all time.
So, ayan. Hanggang ngayon, minimilk pa din ni Paul Pierce tsaka ni
Kevin
Kevin
Garnett.
Garnett yung championship na yun.
Shout out kay Ray Allen tsaka kay Rajon Rondo kasi nanalo na sila sa ibang teams.
Oo nga.
Masyado binabanggit.
So, ayun, knowing Kobe Bryant, may isang phrase na talagang masasama mo. Pag sinabi mong Kobe Bryant, Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
So, to you bro, what does Mamba mentality mean to you?
Well, Mamba mentality to me is never backing down, never giving less than what you have, and never saying no to to challenges in life. So, ayun, ever since naman naging panahon ni Kobe, I've been applying it to life with personal issues, with lalo na nung time na nasa college tayo, na there are times na talagang feeling natin susuko na tayo eh. Parang di na tayo gagraduate eh. Pero, when you remember, lalo na nung time na yun, manonood ka ng after mag-aral, magre-relax ka, you want to see things na makaka-relax sa'yo. And sometimes, I check on Kobe highlights and Kobe game winners. And then, I remember, Kobe did this with his team down and all that, pero he still won. So why can't I? Yun yung tumakbo lagi sa isip ko noon eh.
Kaya may exam actually na kaming dalawa na lang ni Jelly yung natira dun sa room. Kasi naka-Mamba mentality kami. Desidido kaming tapusin yung exam kahit wala na kami
kahit sobrang wala na.
Yeah. So, ayun, shout out kay Prof. Mariano. I hope you're doing well ngayon.
Yan. Hindi ka namin nag-graduate kundi dahil sa'yo, sir. So, salamat.
Ayan. Pero personally bro, Mamba mentality for me is basically not giving up talaga. Even despite the hard times, even despite yung mga times na you think you are going to lose or you're going, alam mo na may masama na mangyayari. It doesn't mean na you will stop trying. Kasi Kobe gave it his all. Kahit sabihin mong he was in a bad team, kahit magkaroon siya ng rape allegations nung playoffs, and even kahit galit na yung mga teammates niya sa kanya, he still gave out his best. And you have to commend him for that. And in life, kahit marami na tayong pinagdadaanan, it's always worth it to give it our best. And Kobe is is the personification of that.
And then, naalala ko lang, during one of the toughest times of my life, I actually asked if Mamba mentality could be given to one person, please give it to me and to my family, because we were going through a hard time at some point in my life. So, yun, I think we got it naman, especially me na ngayon, I actually think at that time, after that, Mamba mentality made me the person I am right now, the better person I am right now. Although, continuous yung improvement natin sa sarili natin. We never stop improving naman talaga, which is also a part of Mamba mentality. Never ceasing yung opportunity to improve on yourself.
So, ayun, actually, in my opinion, he may not be the perhaps greatest of all time, pero I think Kobe is the most competitive player of all time, even
and most
above Michael Jordan.
Player, I think. Just
Kasi
yung impact niya with people, with society, and even in the basketball community and outside of it, iba talaga.
And actually, it never stopped after niya mag-retire. He actually opened a school, ayun na nga, with her
Mamba
daughter.
Academy. Yeah.
Mamba Academy na maraming players, na maraming mga batang players na nag-strive to be a good basketball player. And tapos talagang ine-impose nila yung mindset na you really have to earn it. There was actually, I just read this before we shoot this video. Yung daughter ni Zach Randolph. Sinabi niya na parang he asked Kobe na parang i-enroll nila dun sa Mamba Academy,
Si
yung daughter
McKinley,
niya. Yeah, and parang pumayag si Kobe, but still yung daughter ni Zach Randolph, she still earned yung time niya doon. Hindi siya basta-basta, ay, anak ng NBA player, kaya pwede to. No, she really earned her time there.
And she became, I think, the best of friends with Gigi Bryant nung time na magkasama sila. And tinanong pa nga ni parang tinanong pa ni Randolph si Kobe na if you're willing to coach my daughter. Tapos sinabi ni Kobe na I love her. Tapos from then on, sinabi ni Zach Randolph sa kanya, from now on, you're my brother. Parang ganun ka committed si Kobe sa mga tinuturuan niya. And we can see that naman talaga with the players in the NBA today, with Trae Young, with Damian Lillard, with Gianna Antetokounmpo na, if you can remember nga, way back 2017, I think, na may promo yung Nike noon, I think, with their players asking Isaiah Thomas, asking DeMar DeRozan challenges from Kobe. Tapos nag-reply si Giannis doon sa tweet niya, what's your challenge for me? As yung na-reply sa kanya ni Kobe is MVP. And after that, nag-training sila and ewan ko kung nabasa mo to, pero may sila noon, meron silang training ni Giannis. Tapos nakita ni Kobe yung sarili niya with Giannis because si Giannis lang sa lahat ng players sa tinrain niya, yung may dalang notepad.
Yeah, so sobrang old school. And I can remember yung parang pinagawa ni Kobe sa kanya is shoot, I think nakalimutan ko ilang jump shots, pero sobrang dami. Tapos shoot it left-handed. And normally, knowing Giannis, he is not a good shooter. Pero kahit ganun siya, he still pushed through with it.
And that's Mamba mentality. That's what it is. And ayun, isa pang symbol ng Mamba mentality back in 99, before their first championship, Kobe broke his right hand and he had to train with only his left hand. And he was shooting in the gym with a cast on his hand using his left. Yun, unstoppable talaga. If you have a desire to win, if you have the desire to be better, nothing stops you.
And actually, that's why I like Kobe more than Michael Jordan. Si Michael Jordan kasi parang ang dami niyang mga gambling problems, yung parang, let's say it, mayabang siya. Pero he can back it up. Kobe hindi Parang makikita mo yung humility sa kanya kasi alam niyang pinaghirapan niya yung achievements niya. So he really earned it.
Jordan may have been a god in the basketball room. But Kobe turned himself into a god.
Yes, exactly. So, ayan. Ano ba personal favorite Kobe moment mo, bro?
Yung personal Kobe moments ko, I think there are two actually. First would be yung final moments nung Game 7 ng 2010 NBA Finals where he was actually cold for the whole game pero he was finally making shots. He made a mid-range jump shot to put them up by I think 5, tapos he made another layup. Tapos during the top spot na parang up 3 lang sila with just about 3 or 2 minutes remaining in the game, he passed it to Ron Artest because he was kind of trapped. Tapos hiningi niya pabalik yung bola kay Artest pero si Artest winave off siya tapos nag-pick pa siya, then he took the three pero pumasok, tapos nag-celebrate sila. Parang wow. Parang wow moment yun Tapos nagkaagulo lahat ng nanonood and all. And after that, nung tumunog na yung buzzer, the final buzzer sounded, he was running off with the ball and he stood in the stands shouting and all. Sobrang inspiring.
And actually, it's quite surprising kasi may history si Kobe and Ron Artest before sila maging magkakampi sa Lakers. So, for Kobe to give Artest the ball at such a crucial time. Okay, parang magandang story to.
And for them to celebrate like that talaga na after nung shot na nag-high five sila, parang ano yung nangyari nung 2009 na nag-away sila nung semifinals na nagsisigawan sila tapos ngayon ganyan na sila. Parang that shows yung character nilang dalawa as competitive players. Na even though they were competitive as opponents, they were still competitive as teammates.
Yeah.
And ayun nga, yung other favorite moment ko is yung yung Achilles game actually, which I was watching live dito doon sa bahay namin. And nung start ng game talaga na feel ko na Kobe was actually playing 48 minutes per game noon just for them to make the playoffs. And sunod-sunod yung bumps niya and injuries niya noon. He actually rolled his ankle, he hit knees with Festus Ezeli. And sabi ko pa noon sa sarili ko, parang Kobe, it's okay. You can take your rest now. You've proven yourself as one of the greatest players. You did as much as you can, pero hindi talaga papasok yung team na to sa playoffs. So pabayaan mo na. Pero he never stopped. He never stopped. Na kahit malapit na siya, I think he knows naman ang time na yun na at any time nung game na yun, pwedeng matapos yung career niya. Pero hindi siya tumigil.
And ayun nga, nakapag free throw pa siya, pasok. And akala ko nga nung time na yun, hindi naman
ganun ka-serious.
Hindi ka serious kasi naglalakad siya, parang wala nga lang eh. So, I was actually shocked na torn Achilles na yun. Pero at least it was enough for the Lakers to make the playoffs. And sayang nga kasi the coach at that time I think was Mike Brown.
Mike D'Antoni na.
Mike D'Antoni, sorry. Yung time na yun, actually if they were given a better coach, I think they would have been contenders kasi sobrang lakas ng team nila nun.
Perhaps Phil Jackson or maybe even I think Brian Shaw would have worked for them. Since yun nga yung mas bagay sa team nila yung half court pace ng offense eh.
So ayan, personally my favorite Kobe moment is when they went 3-1 up against the Phoenix Suns. Kasi he basically took over, and noong time na yun actually shout out kay Smush Parker dun sa steal na ginawa niya. Hindi ko in-expect na of all people siya pa yung makakakuha nung clutch defensive play para makuha ni...
Prior to that, he actually hit the game the shot before the game tying shot.
Yeah. So actually of all the times na maganda yung laro ni Smush Parker, dun pa sa time na yun. So after nung game na yun, yung kumakayakap si Kobe kay Smush Parker, grabe. Parang of all people, di ba? So yeah, and nakakatuwa lang nun kasi I really thought na Kobe would have the last laugh dun sa kay Steve Nash, kasi nga si Steve Nash yung nanalo ng MVP nung time na yun. Pero ayun, sadly parang lumabas na yung tunay na kulay ng Phoenix Suns nun, which are actually contending teams, and pinakita nila yung abilities nila, and Kobe is just one man. So it was not enough talaga. Pero seeing that moment, sobrang nakakabilib kasi parang 2 straight times wala siyang kaba na talagang inangkin niya yung bola, and wala siyang pakialam kung pumasok man o hindi yung shot niya. The fact, parang ang nagmamatter lang is he tried his best. So ayan, all goes back to Mamba mentality.
And yeah. So yeah, I think yun nga, sobrang dami nating nakuha from Kobe, sobrang dami nating natutunan na I think will go generations talaga. Na even though he's gone now, na we may never see something new from Kobe. Who knows? Actually, nito nga nakaraan, yung documentary ni Tony Parker, nakakagulat, meron pa palang interview si Kobe doon.
And actually, Kobe was trash talking Tony Parker in French. Parang as in nag-ever si Kobe na mag-aral ng French para lang ma-trash talk si Tony Parker.
So yun, pero yung lessons kasi napasa na sa atin, sa mga players sa NBA ngayon, in particular nga kay Giannis, na hanggang ngayon dinadala yung even Anthony Davis nga pala na I almost forgot na yung tira niya nung game 2 nung sa Denver, na yung game winner niya after niya matira yung game 2 niya, he shouted Kobe because yun nga, ganun kalaki impact ni Kobe sa NBA. And players around the league right now are wearing Kobe 5 Pro Throws, Kobe 6 Pro Throws. Parang it's a trend talaga na I think will live on forever.
Also pala bro, dadagdag ko lang, one of my favorite Kobe moments is nung nagpunta siya dito kasama si Harden, sila Kevin Durant, Derrick Rose. Kinalaban nila yung mga superstars ng PBA. Nakakatawa kasi pinapanood ko yun live. Tapos grabe, actually wala na akong pakialam sa ibang PBA players doon. The fact na naglalaro sila in a competitive game sa bansa natin, enough na yun para matouch ako eh.
And isa pa pala magandang impact ni Kobe actually dito sa atin is siya lang yung nag-iisang player na may banner sa Araneta Coliseum.
Oh yeah. Tapos I was actually able to visit yung mural ni Kobe. Yes, I was also able to write a message kasi alam ko medyo recent lang, nakamamatay lang niya nung time na. Tapos nagtayo sila ng mural sa sa Araneta. So ayun, nakatuwa na sobrang daming na-impact ni Kobe kahit mga non-basketball fans. In fact, nalaman ko na namatay siya sa mga dorm mates ko sa sa Redwood. Shoutout sa mga Redwood peeps dyan na hindi naman talaga nagba-basketball. Parang of all people na malalaman ko sa kanila pa. Parang yung level of influence
reach,
Kobe.
Yeah.
Parang it's beyond basketball talaga.
And he did naman talaga reach beyond basketball nga after his pro career. Na sayang kasi sana it would have made more. Pero I think it's our job to do that for him na. To keep his legacy going and to pass what we learned from him to the next generation.
And ako personally, kung may babaguhin man ako sa career ni Kobe, yung sapatos niya sa Adidas, yun lang. Yun lang talaga, man. Sobrang pangit talaga eh. Parang kahit
actually, din-announce ni Kobe yung sapatos na yun nung 2002 playoffs kasi sobrang sakit daw sa paa kaya sinuot niya ulit yung shoe prior to that.
Kahit idol ko si Kobe, pangit talaga yung sapatos niya na yun eh.
Yung mukhang plancha.
Ayan, bro. And I think we can go on and on for hours talking about Kobe Bryant, pero we only have so much time. So I guess perhaps in our future episodes we will get to talk about Kobe Bryant more.
And to commemorate Kobe lang, I actually got a tattoo na ipa-flash ko na lang sa screen. Kasi mahirap makita din sa angle na to. Actually sa braso, bagong lagay lang yan.
Yes.
It has Mamba Forever written on it, tsaka yung Mamba Academy logo. Na I think it's a good way to remember Gigi Bryant na it was the future of Kobe and the future for us na rin. So yun, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell as well. Help us reach 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. So again, we're Palm Hoops Podcast. I'm Jem, and this is my partner Jello. We'll see you in the next episode.
Yep. Peace.